Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So today I'm rebel canning. So it's not USDA FDA approved. It's rebel canning. So grandmas have done this type of thing for years. It's my kitchen, so it's my rules. If you choose to copy this, please do your own due diligence and look and see what suits you and your family best. I don't mind rebel canning, and I've done it for a number of years now. If you watched my shopping haul recently, how I saved £200 on my shopping, you will see within that video that I managed to get this large tub of caramel sauce absolutely free. Now it's 18 kilos, which is an awful lot of caramel. So I've got an array of different jars here. Some are the Kilner jars, some are other jars. And I'm going to see how many I can can. And I'm actually water bath canning them, and I'm going to do that for approximately 20 minutes. I've seen some recipes to say 20 minutes or slightly less, 15, and I've seen some recipes that say well in excess of 2-3 hours. Now, I don't want the caramel to go grainy, so I'm choosing to go for the lesser and see how that fares. So I'll start. I've got my ladle, and it's going to be a messy one, so I'll warn you before we start. And I'm just literally, I've already spilled it across my fingers. I'm literally just going to fill the jars an inch from the top. It looks delicious. I just want to put my finger in and have a taster, but I'm not going to. I've just been saying to Mr. Wallflowers, when I come to clean the jars, I will just do it with a damp tissue or damp cloth because we don't want vinegar anywhere near the caramel because, of course, it is a dairy substance. So that's one done, one of many. We've been looking at different recipes of what we can use this for. Oscar and I fancy a cake bar. So just basic cake with caramel in the centre. So it'll be cake, caramel, and more cake on top. We'll do that in 2 cake bars, and the two of us will completely enjoy them. I think Mr. Wallflowers will eat the odd one, but not too many, will you? I've also been looking at Millionaire's cheesecake, but I don't actually have any chocolate in at the moment. So it depends if I can get some chocolate to melt on top when I do the shop on Friday. And if I can get that at an affordable price, then we'll make Millionaire's cheesecake. But there's lots of different recipes that I've been looking. The apples are ready to come off the tree shortly. We're having quite a bit of windfall at the moment, quite a bit of apple fall. And Oscar mentioned caramel apples. So I thought if I use some of the smaller ones of the eating apples, coat them in the caramel sauce, put them in the fridge on some parchment paper, and possibly put sprinkles on them. We'll both enjoy them. The only thing is the sprinkles really irritate me because there's so much tidying up to do when you use sprinkles, whether it's on a cake, on a donut, or on the apple. They don't stay on your plate. They're all over your clothing. When you stand up, they're all over the floor. We had a rainbow cake in the shopping haul this week. We call it weekend cake. If I can pick up a cheap birthday cake in the food initiatives, I call it weekend cake, and it's something we'll have after each meal at the weekends. And Oscar's particularly been enjoying it. I wasn't too keen on it. I think there was too much food colouring in for my liking. But the sprinkles get everywhere. They're all over the kitchen floor when he's cutting a slice. They're all over the sides. and sprinkles irritate me, so I may may or may not put the sprinkles on the caramel apples, we'll see. So yeah, give me any ideas that I can use, maybe a full jar in baking or using the caramel up. I worked out pints wise, 18 kilos. What did we get? 32 jars? 31.6, wasn't it? So we got 32 pints out of 18 litres, which is an awful lot of caramel. And yeah, I will gift some to friends. But we're still going to be left with an awful lot of caramel to get through. So I would appreciate any ideas, any recipes. I keep trying to look for a fudge recipe to make from shop bought caramel. And for some reason I can't find one. And I don't know why, because it should be so simple. I know I'd have to reheat it. Yes, I don't want it going grainy. That's what I'm worried about in the canner. So if you can help me out, if you know of a fudge recipe using shop bought caramel or any other desserts or any other ideas at all using the caramel sauce, I'd really appreciate it. This is going all over the sides and everything. We've made caramel ourselves with condensed milk, yeah. It's so simple, isn't it? And it's so easy just to make from the sugar. Yeah. That toffee was gorgeous that we made, wasn't it? Yeah, but how will it set from the sauce and then still say set out of the fridge? Okay, so you can totally see what I'm doing here. I've used most of the jars I had out. I've got some more of the Hobbycraft jars in the cupboard, so I'm going to grab some of them now. In my water bath cannon, which I'll show you shortly, I can actually fit 45 jars in. So obviously I haven't got 45 jars. That's the last of my Kilner jars. And I'm going to have to use some of the Hobbycraft ones I have left, and I don't really have that many left. So I'll see how many I can get, and then I'll come back when we're wiping the lids and popping them in the canner. I've filled as many jars as I possibly had. I've still got quite a percentage of caramel in the bucket. So any baking taking place tomorrow and the next few days will come from that. So same as any other time, with it being liquid, it doesn't necessarily need to be debubbled. Just give it a quick shake. I've wiped with just water on the kitchen roll. It's finger tight only. In it goes for the water bath canner. I'm just going to keep consistently wiping my hands because they'll get sticky otherwise. So I'm going to lay an even layer on the bottom of all the same size jars. The bigger and the little ones can sit on top, that's fine. As long as I've got an even layer on the bottom, everything will sit well. I hope you can hear me okay. I've got my microphone on, so everything should be fine. I've got an awful mess to clean up after this video because there's caramel all over my sides. But hey, we're can't make an omelette without cracking a few eggs. Yeah, I discovered that a while ago. When we debubble, when we're canning, when it's liquid, if you give it a literal shake, it saves something else having to be washed, the debubbler having to be washed. I'm prodding and poking because it's liquid, isn't it? It's different when you've got chunks and lumps of stuff and the thicker. I actually enjoy this cleaning the jars part of it. It's like the job's almost complete, especially when I'm doing it in my electric water bath canner. I can literally set the dial, set the time and walk away and leave it so until I come back to unpack it. Basically, it's job done. So this bit is like the reward. And the jars are pretty clean, there's not a lot of drip down them. So I get to the messy ones at the back. Not like with the nacho cheese. I had to leave them to set after I'd canned them overnight, and the next day I literally had to wash every individual jar because they were a mess. The outside were all caked in cheese, weren't they? They look totally different once they were washed. So as I say, that's the end of the cheap Kilner jars I was able to buy, 2 weeks ago? Yeah. So I need to go out on the hunt and find myself some more. I do prefer the pint jars. The quart jars are great. They're great for storing things in for me particularly. And they were good for the nacho sauce. But the pint jars are just perfect portion sizes for something like this. I think all in all, with 2 quart jars, I've put one in the fridge. I thought it's a waste of time canning it. I'll keep it in the fridge. Oscar will start dipping in and using it. We did 23 pints, have we? Did you say 21 and then the other quart jar was 2 more pints? So we've done 23 pints. And as I say, the 18 kilo was meant to be 32 pints. So it looks more than 8 pints left in there, but we'll see. Filling up nicely. And of course, I've said several times, there's no vinegar in the water and no vinegar on my wiping cloth. couple more and then I'm done. Got one more of the kilns. Okay, put my next level on. Fancy Christmas jars. So sometimes we have trouble with these Hobbycraft ones, don't we? We have to check them first. They don't always seal. Right, where did you put those spare legs? I'm one canning lid short. No, it needs to be a proper one, a normal one. I'll grab it now, it's okay. Realise how messy you are until you come to wipe the rims. The funnel doesn't fit properly into these smaller neck jars. So, one ring. And one lid. I've got plenty of lids and plenty of rings, but I just can't keep up with those jars. I had 4 of these half-pint jars at one stage, and I think I gave them to friends with fillings in and never ever got them back. So I think this is the only half-pint one I've got left. And that was one of the earliest jars I ever bought. Right, so that's us for now. Let me just... Thank you. Okay, are we all plugged in? Yeah. So if I take that down to 60 and I take this down to 20. I'm quite happy with that. So it'll just heat up, and then I'll be ready to let them rest. But for now, I'm going to make a quick cup of coffee, have a 5-minute rest, and come back and clean the mess up. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please take care. Don't forget to let me know any recipes, any hints and tips you may have, especially about fudge, ice cream, anything at all. Please give a girl a helping hand. She needs it. She's got a lot of caramel to use here, girls. Okay, take care. Remember you're loved, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.